What's up friends, Chook here, and welcome back to Bit Heroes. Alright, so today is Thursday, which is Capture Day, and we are going to try and get ourselves a Driffin. So, first things first, let's change our runes from item find to our capture rate. And then we will do some raid 2s. Now, in my last episode, I was talking about how the Steam version is a bit laggy, etc. And some people have said, why don't you play with the animation settings in the game? Turns out I didn't even know these were a thing. I basically didn't have any idea that these existed. And so I've been playing around with it. And what we'll do is, for this episode, we'll take off victory, because it's like the victory animation is completely pointless. And we'll also take off battle. And that should make the game run a lot smoother and also quicker as well, as the animations won't be there. However, it may be a little boring to watch because there's no animations. So let me know if it is indeed a little bit boring to watch with the animations. But if not, it should be a lot smoother to run. Okay, so we should have, what's that, 90% item find? Let's have a look. Capture rate, sorry. Yes, 90%. And then obviously we get the bonus from the heroic as well, the 100%. So we've got 190%. Let's see if we can get ourselves a Driffin. And let's go. So without the victory animations or the battle animations, you'll just see the numbers go off like that, with no character jumping around or doing anything fancy, and the victory screen doesn't come up and whatever. It's a lot quicker and a lot more streamlined. So thank you to everybody that informed me that that existed. After 250, I hit level 250 last night actually, levels, I had no idea that there was animation options in the settings, which is crazy. But there you go, you learn something new every day, even if you're making guides on a game. So yeah, we're just looking for a Driffin. Nothing else in here particularly. We found the boss fairly quickly, which is a bit odd. But one particular sub, sorry I can't remember who it was, said that, you know, especially if you're just farming for something, take the battle animations off. Just because, like, it just speeds things up immensely. And it does. It does. It's really good. So, yeah, I mean, I think for videos this should be alright. I mean, the battle animations themselves aren't really that much. They're just like people jumping around and, like, you know, a spear flying across the screen or something. Especially with the speed on, with the 7.5 speed. You know, the animations themselves are fairly quick. So I think it shouldn't be too much of an issue. So, yeah, we're looking for a Driffin. If we can catch a Driffin, then we can fuse a Walcom, and we can already fuse a Rimruade or Rimruade or whatever it is. And then I'm either a Bully, which is the like rare fem that doesn't hardly show up from raid 3, or an Oxla, which is the rare fem that hardly shows up from raid 1. And then I can fuse them together with an Astaroth and make either a Starly or Oxelroth, which would be good. Now, if I make Oxelroth, this will be better to show once we get out of here, so I can actually show my my fusion list. Actually, that's not a bad point. If you go into... Oh, no, let's not exit now. No. If you're in the familiar screen while in a dungeon, you can see all the fams you have, but as soon as you go to fusion, it doesn't let you. Or stable, I think. Yeah, so if you're unaware that that's a thing, that is indeed a thing. Alright, so now we're out of there. Let's have a quick look at my fams. And if we go to fusion, we can see here that Romblio is a pretty awesome tank, right? It's 20% evade chance, 15% redirect chance, which is really good. I already have Bobodom. If I can find an Oxlar, I can fuse Oxelroth, and then I have 2 of the 3 that I need. Then all I need is a Captain Womboz. Unfortunately, I don't have anything for the Captain Womboz whatsoever. Where is he? Here he is, Captain Womboz, which is a Captain Woodbeard, and X4 Gombo, which is the rare fam that hardly shows up from Raid 4. So getting 2 out of the 3 fused would be pretty good. Then I could just run raid 3 and 4 on heroics once I save up my gems again, and then when they come up for persuasion, I can bribe them and get them, and then I can fuse this dude, which would be really good. But for the moment, I think I'll probably try for Oxelroth over Astali, purely because he is part of this fusion, and Oxelroth will then replace my Bobodon, because he is a 40% block chance, which is obviously better than a 20% evade chance. So that's my kind of tank fusion hopeful anyway. Alright, but for this episode, we are going for the Driffin. But I thought I would just keep you all informed of what my my fusion plans are. So in general, I am doing Raid 5 Heroic on every day that doesn't have a capture rate bonus. So Monday has a capture rate bonus, I think it's Monday, and Thursday. Any other day, then I don't. I do the Raid 5 Heroic. So, alright, well here's Mimsy, which is the rare fam that hardly shows up. I really need to think of a better word for that. But I think you know what I mean. Like, it's an epic fam that, like the rest of the familiars, bar the boss from a raid. But it doesn't show up every single time. So, elusive familiar? Let's go with that. But Mimsy, I think Mimsy only fuses with Kaleido, which is the boss of R2, and I don't even have a Kaleido. So if he shows up for bribe or persuasion or whatever, I'll just try with gold. And he didn't. Of course he didn't. Man, it's so quick without those animations. So good. And the frames are sitting at 35, 30. I'll try and get it so that it will record those frames for you guys to see as well. It should be doing it, but obviously I've unclicked a setting in one of my programs, recording programs that I use. But I'll try and fix that. And that should be Raid 2 done number 2 after this. Nope, there's someone else. Come on, give me my Driffin. It seems that a lot of people have trouble catching Driffins. He's like the unofficial, like hard to actually capture epic familiar from a raid. A lot of people are just like, damn it, give me my Driffin, because they want to make a Wembo or something, and they just can't get the Driffin. So I completely agree and empathize. Okay, turns out I was nowhere near finished R2. I just figured by the time I got to the boss that it would have been finished, but nope. There's quite a few packs of mobs that we skipped. That should be it, surely. That is it. Nice. Okay, so far, not even any persuasion attempts to come up, let alone a Driffin. But we'll keep at it. So I'm going to do, for a few weeks at least, and I'll see how they go as far as popularity goes and stuff. I'm going to do these videos. So a capture rate video on a Thursday, which will probably publish on a Friday, Australian time. So I don't know what that is for, you know, different time zones and stuff for you, but at the moment it's Thursday for me, and I'll upload it overnight, and it will publish on the Friday, and then I'll do another item find video on a Sunday, and that will then get published on a Monday. Now, that's if I can. If I'm busy or whatever and I can't get to it or whatever, then, you know, real life gets in the way and stuff. I'm sure you understand that. But optimally, I will then put out those 2 videos a week. And then if I find anything else interesting, or there's a change to the game, or new items comes out, or something that I need to make note of, then I'll put them up as well. But so you should ultimately you should get at least, hopefully, 2 videos a week for Bit Heroes, which would be good. What else would be good is if anyone would come up for persuasion, but hopefully the Driffin. I mean, 90% isn't that much. I mean, it's the best we can do without using items. So, I guess it's the best. You know, it is the best we can do. I'm just checking that I haven't clicked duplicates, which I've not. So, you know, if I bought a capture rate tomb or whatever they're called from the shop, which are actually on sale at the moment, I believe. Let's have a quick look. Item find tomb. Capture rate tomb. Here we go. Increases chance for powerful familiars to join your team by 200% for 24 hours for 700 gems. That's not bad. I mean, 200% on top of our 190%, we basically double our chances. But ultimately what you would want to do is you would want to use like a super scroll and a capture rate tomb and like an item find. Well, no, the super scroll would have the item find in it. Say like a super scroll and a capture rate tomb together on the same day. And then if you had like a raid basket or something, so you could do 20 raids or something, you want to kind of use all of these powerful things all at once together. So if I did this capture rate tomb today, for instance, I could do 6 raids. And then I could like trade in my 200 energy to do another 2 raids. So I could do 8 raids. So I'd be spending 700 gems to have a 200% chance at doing 8 raids. Whereas if I had a raid basket, and that's like an extra 20 raids, I could do like, you know, 28, maybe 29 raids. So it's definitely worthwhile to, if you're going to grab these, to wait and use them all at once and, you know, get the most bang for your buck. That's my recommendation either way. And I've had a lot of you guys also ask me, oh, is it worth getting a super scroll? When should I use it? Da 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 da. And, you know, you're in raid 1 or 2 or whatever. I mean, you definitely can use it in, well, let's say raid 2, because we're doing raid 2 right now, right? So say you use the super scroll, and you go in raid 2, and you know, you get 2 or 3 legendaries. That's all well and good, and, you know, congrats on getting legendaries and stuff. But each raid after raid 1 requires certain materials to upgrade those legendaries. So I'll see if I can showcase it here. Upgrade. Do I have any legendaries? Tier 5, here we go. So this is a tier 5, effectively a raid 2 legendary. It's the same tier. So if I wanted to upgrade this, I would need hyper shards. So if I wanted to upgrade this once, I would need 1 hyper shard. If I wanted to upgrade it again, it might be like 3 hyper shards or something. So if you are getting legendaries from raid 2, for instance, you're going to need hyper shards to upgrade those legendaries. Once you get to raid 3, even just an epic like these is going to be better than those legendaries that you spent all those hyper shards on. And the hyper shards are actually really hard to find. Like, I've only got 23 of them. And you can see here that I've got 2 epic, my epic necklace and my epic ring. I did have the raid 4 legendaries on here, but these are better than what I had because my legendaries weren't maxed. And so these are stronger than the previous tier's legendaries. So ideally, you don't really want to use a super scroll when you're in raid 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever, because anything that you get, you're just going to replace fairly quickly with the next tier. They're really only useful for the current top tier stuff, so for raid 5 or tier 8, because you're going to get those legendaries from that tier, and if you break them down, if you exchange them, you'll get the crafting materials from that tier. So for instance, if I wanted to upgrade my Cloak of Petals to the final step, I need 200 of these luminous stones. And you find them just in the raids themselves, or if you break down legendaries from this tier. So if I was to exchange, this necklace, this is tier 8, I would get like 50 luminous stones or something. So if I was to exchange this necklace and this ring, I would probably get 100 to 105, 110 maybe luminous stones. In which case I could then use those to upgrade this. So that's worth it, in effect, if I was to use a super scroll to get all the legendaries from this tier. But if you're in raid 1, you use the super scroll, you get 4 legendaries or whatever, that's great, but as soon as you get to Raid 2, those legendaries are going to be useless to you. Hopefully that made sense. I probably rambled a bit there. I definitely rambled a bit there. But I know that a lot of you have been asking me, should I buy the Super Scroll? Should I use it? And you can, but as soon as you get to the next tier, epics from that tier are going to replace it. So I would, if you get them from like gifts or whatever from the game, or you know, events and all that sort of stuff, I would just save them until you get to the highest tier the game has to offer, and then use it. Long story short, or long story long, as it turns out. But it's a hard thing to explain. All right, getting back to Raid 2, we've done 3. We've had no luck. We'll just do this last one, right? We'll do four raids. That should be enough. We don't want the video to be too long. And hopefully a Driffin shows up for persuasion. No doubt it won't. And I'll get one of these purple axe dudes instead, because they seem to love me. Or I'll just get nothing, which is usually the case. But yeah, without those capture rate tomes or whatever it was called, the 200% extra capture rate, this is the best we could do, man. Like, we've got 2 legendary capture rate runes, equaling 40%. We've got the 50% from the daily bonus, equaling 90%, and then 100% from the raid itself. There's nothing more we can actually do to boost that without buying something from the shop. So Thursdays are really good for capturing familiars, especially if you have the runes for them. Even if you only have like rare or common runes, like even the 5% or 10% extra capture rate might help. You know, you never know. But Thursdays is definitely the day for capture rate if you're looking to catch something specific. I know a lot of people as well, like I was saying before, that Driffin is kind of like the unofficial, hard to catch epic familiar. The other one is Squib. I know there's a lot of you out there that keep writing to me like, dude, I can't catch a Squib, what the hell, da 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 da. Does it ever come up? Yeah, it does. It's just RNG, man. There's not much you can do about it. But Squib is notorious for not showing up as well. Good old Squib. Alright, well there you go. 4 raids down. A bit of a rant about Super Scrolls, and we are done for the day. So no doubt, once I start recording and I go and do my last 2 raids, then something will come up for capture, as is always the case. Good old Murphy's Law. But we'll leave it here for now. So just a reminder, I will be doing these Thursday capture rate videos every Thursday, and I'll be doing item find raid 5 heroics on a Sunday. And yeah, 2 episodes of Bit Heroes a week. Should be good. Either way, hopefully you're enjoying it. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.